Welcome to this edition of The Local Focus, the magazine show featuring community stories that I hope will entertain, inform, and perhaps even inspire you. Stories of the people, programs, and events making a difference right now in our cities and towns. I'm Colleen Smith. Our communities know how to enjoy autumn, and we highlight how several towns are celebrating the season in this episode. We also look at a huge solar project in Weston and close with some amazing views of the recent lunar eclipse. But first, we go to Lexington. Flat roofs, expansive windows, and open floor plans are not thought of as typical New England architecture, but they are some of the hallmarks of mid-century modern homes. Lexington is home to 3 communities famous for this style. The Lexington Historical Society recently curated an exhibit, which includes photos, housewares, and architectural models. We took a tour. Have a look.
My name is Elaine Doran, and I'm the curator and archivist for the Lexington Historical Society. The mid-century modern movement in Lexington is a very important part of Lexington's history. This town was chosen for a reason. That's why the architects came here. They came here for the open and natural farmland that existed on the borders of the town. It was cheap at the time. Their houses that they wanted to build, they wanted to site in natural surroundings. They didn't want clear-cut lots. They wanted ledge. They wanted, fields, and it lent itself perfectly to their designs.
I'm Susan Bennett. I'm Executive Director of the Lexington Historical Society. A lot of disciples of Walter Gropius founded a firm called the Architects Collaborative, and in the late 1940s and early 1950s they found that Lexington, for many reasons, was a great place for them to experiment not only with their architecture, but with building what they considered utopian communities. And that's why we called the exhibit Lextopia. It was more than just the architecture. It was really a social movement that they were bringing to Lexington.
Rick Beyer had an idea that we should have an architect's office as part of the exhibit, and I couldn't agree more. And we remembered Phil Ponelli, and he worked with Walter Pierce at his firm. And we called Phil, and lo and behold, Phil still had his desk from the time that he worked at Walter's firm and all of the tools and things that he used at the time. And he was more than happy to loan them and came down here and set the whole thing up for us. And we couldn't be happier with it. It just looks terrific.
I'm Susan Ward. I'm an independent curator living in Lexington. So I worked with Elaine in general on the exhibit, and then concentrated more on the design research and the Estabrook School element. Many people in town who didn't grow up in these neighborhoods or who haven't seen them, I think it might make them aware that there was a lot more interesting things going on in the 20th century in Lexington. It's not just Revolutionary War period, and I'm hoping it'll sort of broaden people's minds to think about the whole history of Lexington, because there's really a lot of interesting stories from every period.
After that look into the past, let's now turn to the property development for the future. In Waltham, the head of City Point Association talks about a huge project that we all see at exit 26 and 27 on I-95 in Waltham. The project will add many more dining options for area residents, as well as other commercial and office space.
Well, City Point is this community, a neighborhood, really a new community between exit 26 and exit 27 on the east side of Interstate 95. And City Point Association is a newly formed organization, and it's a membership-driven organization of businesses that are located between those points. It's a collection of everything from coffee shops to hotels to large corporations to restaurants. And we've got a really great collection of restaurants arriving. Over 62,000 square feet of new restaurants coming. That's over 2,000, call it, restaurant seats. That includes Bonefish Grill is coming, Posto is coming. Already located here is Jake and Joe's. Flank will be opening up, a steakhouse. We really can't say much, but we would tell you that we're really excited about the opportunity of getting a great steakhouse like Ruth Chris here soon. So a lot of people have been talking to us about the construction at City Point. Some of the timetable. Wolverine will be moving in next year, mid-year. And right now they're actually thinking about, do they open a outlet store below their headquarters, which would be fantastic, we think. Clark's will be moving in next year as well. That's the old Polaroid building that's being completely remodeled, but expect several new restaurants there as well, and also the opening of Flank. We formed a charter which really has three main purposes, and that is to improve, promote, and protect City Point for businesses in this location. It's really become a fast-moving organization and growing rapidly.
It was a beautiful day when Arlington celebrated Town Day 2015, and Arlington Public News went down to Mass Ave, where local residents got a chance to learn more about their community. Local organizations manned over 200 booths that included school groups, arts and craft vendors, and of course, food, and much, much more.
I'm Brenda Mahoney for Arlington Public News. From police and fire displays to booths and information and food and entertainment, Town Day is really about community.
From kids and pony rides to politicians and cheerleaders, Town Day 2015 was another great day for residents to get to know Arlington.
Do this every year. It's really fun. We like to see all the people out here, see what's out there.
Booths lined on Massachusetts Avenue work to entertain and inform.
So we have a technology initiative, which has been we just finished year 3. For year 3 alone, we raised over $100,000, which is amazing. All that money goes directly back into the school, helped to fund digital arts at the high school, computer science and programming at the middle school, a whole bunch of different activities.
Emergency services showed off their capabilities and reminded folks that they are a friendly service here for them.
Smoke detectors are huge. Make sure you change the batteries twice a year. Come in the stations whenever, if you're walking by, say hi. We're always welcome. There's always someone in there to say hi.
From cool tunes and good food, Town Day inspired and captured that sense of community in all.
We love to come out to Town Day and see what's new and say hello to our neighbors and help participating all of the local businesses.
Do you come every year?
We do, and what we like to do in our neighborhood is after Town Day, we have a block party, and it's a lot of fun. The community gets together, and it's a whole day of Arlington fun.
Brenda Mahoney, Arlington Public News.
For another take on town-wide celebrations, let's go to Watertown's annual Fair on the Square. Watertown Weekly News spoke to many organizations about what they do in town. Groups including the Watertown Community Foundation, the Watertown Autism Family Support Group, and the Watertown Police and Fire Departments. Take a look.
Well, what's going on here is I'm just carrying on a tradition that Lieutenant Tom Tebow had started about 6-7 years ago. Just bringing about more awareness about the breast cancer that's out there, and how unfortunately how many women are getting diagnosed with this disease, and the benefits of early detection. It is a great cause. You hear about it constantly. We just want to keep this going, get the word out for early detection, and at the same time we sell these shirts. We all the money goes to breast cancer victims who need help with the many things that come with that. Traveling to hospitals, parking, and cosmetic stuff they may need, wigs, etc. Anything that we can do to help out friends and family of the fire department and beyond is what we're all about here.
Watertown PD has been working with a great coalition of about 25 to 30 people in Watertown across the town, department heads, social service agencies, and private individuals that have expertise in this area of opiate addiction and substance abuse disorder. We're hoping to put a dent in this problem. This coalition that has come together, we're very lucky to have a great group of people coming together with good heads. And the month of October, we're really looking to push forward a robust public awareness campaign. We're going to really focus on the schools. And also on October the 21st, we'll have a town-wide event. It'll be held at the high school on the evening of the 21st. We're hoping to have folks from across town come. We're hoping, our goal is to help raise a level of awareness in Watertown, to let folks know that we do have an issue we need to contend with. And we're hoping to erase the stigma so that folks struggling with substance abuse disorder are less hesitant to come forward and ask for help.
Tell us a little bit your mission.
Well, our mission is I'm one of a number of parents who for a long time we started out in a grassroots sort of fashion, just servicing our families, reaching out to other families who have children with autism. And in the spring we just became a nonprofit. And so now we're going for bigger and better things. So we try to increase their social opportunities by, having a day at the park, a day at the pizza parlor, a day at the Boys and Girls Club for a swim social, and hopefully that will kind of generate and be able to generalize those skills into their daily living.
All right. Well, the Watertown Community Foundation has been in existence since 2003. And our goal is to make Watertown a inviting, vibrant community for everyone. So we raise money and give away grants for education, for health, for the riverfront. And in fact, last spring we gave away $74,000 in education grants. We're just announcing now that we are starting that we have a grant program for health. The deadline is going to be October 30th. Anyone who lives in Watertown is already a member of the Watertown Community Foundation. We have a wonderful volunteer board of directors, and we do what we can to try to make Watertown a better place for all of us.
The Needham Channel visited the Belkin family lookout farm to go apple picking in nearby Natick. They found the trees bursting with fruit this season and many other activities to enjoy besides fruit picking.
Fall is the time for apple picking, a popular New England tradition. We're here at the Belkin family farm in Natick to figure out what's the big draw.
I think it's a wonderful experience. It gets kids out in nature. It gets to see how fruit grows. I think that there's a deeper appreciation, for the children's when they come out here. We've got like 15 different varieties of apples. We've got Asian pears. Plus we have all different varieties of peaches, plums, and nectarines. But in addition to the pick and to the picking piece of it, what we have is we have the train that takes you out to where we're picking. The kids really love that. The families really love that. And then up in our kids' play area, there's all kinds of different things for the kids to do. On the weekends, we have kids' music or magic. We do pony and camel rides. We have hay rides. We've got the caterpillar ride. We do face painting. There's so many things for the kids to do here and for the families to do. It's too numerous to mention.
Not only is Lookout Farm a place for families to visit, but small farms such as Lookout provide to the community and have rich local history.
This farm has been around since 1651. Long before 1651, the Native Americans farmed this land as well. This is a great crop year. Last year was off just a little bit. Nature has a way of evening things out at the end of the day. But you can see this year here, the trees are bursting with fruit. We can control it to some degree. Nature has a lot to do with it, but we can control it with the way that we prune and we thin the trees. But this year it's a great year to go apple picking. A lot of the fruit that we grow here goes to local markets. We supply a number of wholesalers that really service the schools in the colleges in and around the Boston area. I just think it's a wonderful experience to come out here and just, you know, see nature in all of its glory.
Apple picking typically ends by the first hard frost of the season, which can be by the end of October. Until then, it's one way for New England families to enjoy this fall. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Jillian Tedesca.
For another fun way to celebrate the season, head down to the Pumpkin Patch at the Carter Memorial United Methodist Church in Needham. The church donates the net proceeds from pumpkin sales to organizations locally and across the world and has raised over $200,000 over the past 5 years.
This was started back in 1999, and the idea at the time was really to do two things. One was as a way of helping fund our charitable activities for the church, but perhaps more importantly, it's a way of interacting with our local community, because by now we have 7,000 people roughly that come to our pumpkin patch each year, and so it's a way for us to offer a place for those, many of them are families with young children, and a way to offer those people a fun place where they can spend a while, take pictures, walk around the patch, and generally enjoy themselves.
Proceeds from the patch go to local charities like Needham Community Council and Rosie's Place, National Disaster Relief, and international organizations such as Imagine No Malaria. They purchase the pumpkins from a Navajo farm in New Mexico to support a reservation in need.
The Navajo people work at the pumpkin farm, and it's in fact one of the few opportunities for employment that the Navajo people in that area have. There are about 600 people that work at the pumpkin farm in New Mexico, and they harvest the pumpkins and then they come on trucks to us where they're unloaded here and available for people in Needham and surrounding areas to come and visit.
100% of the proceeds from the pumpkin patch go to service and charitable organizations. Over the last 5 years, they have raised over $200,000 that went to the Navajo Nation and charities they support.
We get 2 full truckloads of pumpkins. Each truckload is over 20 tons, so we have over 40 tons of pumpkins that we have here at the pumpkin patch. And there are several thousand pumpkins that come in each load, so we have in total about 7,000 pumpkins that we will receive here. And we have a whole range of pumpkins here. Because we have such a large selection, we can have regular pumpkins, from very small sizes up to the very large sizes. We have some pumpkins that weigh over 50 pounds and some that are very small. And then we have an assortment of different kinds of gourds, some smaller, some larger gourds. We also have some specialty pumpkins like white pumpkins. We have a few of those, some green pumpkins, and a variety of things like that.
The pumpkin patch is open through the end of October, Sundays through Fridays from 12 to 6:30, and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
It's a fun thing that you can do. Come and walk around and take pictures and enjoy the patch, but also you'll know that all the proceeds of what you're doing are going to charity. So it's a way to have fun and be of service to people at the same time.
For the Needham Channel News, I'm Ashley Julier.
Wellesley's Council on Aging welcomed back seniors in the area with a full schedule of fall activities that was revealed at their recent luncheon. Residents from neighboring communities were also welcome to join the activities. So let's learn more about this group.
Today we are having our Welcome Back Social, which is an opportunity after the summer has passed to get everybody regrouped and enjoying each other's company, talking about their summer, and of course sharing with everybody all of the great activities that the Council on Aging has planned for the fall. We have a delicious meal which is catered by La Riviera Gourmet, And also we have a fellow Wellesley senior citizen, Larry Buckley, who's an accomplished pianist, and he's here providing entertainment for the lunch.
My name is Estelle Slavin, and I'm a Wellesley resident only for the last 8 or 9 years. I'm a New Yorker, basically, but I hooked on to the Council on Aging right after I came, and so it's been the source of meeting people and the activities here. Well, first of all, the COA is an organization which is really well developed, and the people here are just wonderful. And we do have a lot of activities, and this is one of the very nice ones. It's a welcoming one for the fall. But if you look at the highlights, you will see that there are so many activities that are, and it's an organization also which, if you need transportation, it does, and the people are great, and I just think that their ability to develop the programs is really sensational.
Coming up this fall, we have a wide variety of programs which we're very excited about. We have the 4th annual evening and weekend lecture series in partnership with the Wellesley Free Library, and our first presentation is coming up on Sunday, September 27th, and people can call the Council on Aging or the library for more information about that. We also have a fire safety pancake breakfast in partnership with the Wellesley Fire Department. So Lieutenant Paul Delaney will be coming and giving safety tips on fire prevention. Our fitness programs are back in swing, and we have yoga, Tai Chi, muscle and strengthening classes, as well as some new activities which include the new phenomenon is coloring, believe it or not, which people usually think of children, but the latest craze is intricate designs for adults, which is very therapeutic. And so just this morning we had a group come in and enjoy that activity. About 20 people came to that, and we'll have another event coming up for that as well. So people can always reference our newsletter, which is called Highlights. This is our September-October issue, and that will outline all of the programs we have coming up all the way through the end of October, including our annual Halloween extravaganza. So people can call the office at 781-235-3961 or visit our website, which is part of the town website at wellesleyma.gov. And we'll be able to view the newsletter online and always just call and ask some questions or sign up for programs.
Weston recently approved the construction of a 5-acre solar project to be built on a closed landfill. The solar photovoltaic array panels should save the town about $19 million over its 20-year life by generating about 1 megawatt of power and through tax and other payments. Margaret Randall from Weston Media went down to the site to learn more.
I'm Don Stewart and chair of the Solar Photovoltaic Panels Exploratory Committee, which was first met in January of 2013. Committee's been meeting here for 2.5 years now, and during that time we established what it is we were looking for in terms of an array. Out of 10 respondents, we selected one that we were satisfied with. All the major contracts have been signed, so at this stage of the game, we think we're getting ready for to actually have something happen that you can see rather than just talk about.
Hi, I'm Margaret Randall from the Weston Media Center, and we're here at the transfer station today to learn about the town's solar project.
And I'm Wendell Colson, longtime Weston resident and a member of the Solar Photovoltaic Committee. We looked at a lot of sites in town, and there were a number of sites parking lots of the high school, the roofs of the DPW building, the roof of the field school that are great sites. But by a factor of 10 at least, the landfill has the most area.
We're at the transfer station. Where is the landfill?
Landfill is just above the transfer station. It's where the old pile of dump used to be when we put it in the ground. You always have to be careful when you're going on a landfill because there is this cap that is just a layer of thick plastic over all of the trash, and then the trash creates gases, so there are vents, and then there's dirt on top of that.
Shall we walk up and take a look?
Let's do it.
Okay. Here we are on top of the closed landfill on this beautiful day. Can you talk about how big this is and what it will look like after we get the panels up here?
Sure. Well, this is a huge site. 10 acres. It's a big open field right now, and you can tell there's no shade, and that's perfect for solar. It also faces slopes south, which is fantastic for the solar because it lets you put more panels closer.
How many panels are going up here?
7,000 odd panels. Each one's 3 feet by 6 feet, thereabouts. So it's a lot of panels and a lot of potential generated power.
How will they actually make the installation?
There'll be trays that sit on top of the grass here, and on those trays there's a structure that will hold 4 panels vertically and 6 across. So it'll be a big array, and then there'll be a whole lot of those in repetition.
Is this used for anything now?
Well, really not. It can't be used for anything significant. There are some trails that people use, but those trails will remain around the perimeter.
So when will the project start?
Okay, well, it's going to start this fall, potentially as early as September. And this is not really a construction project. This is like putting together Tinker Toys. It's kits of pieces. So there's not tremendous amounts of effort to do this, 60 to 90 day completion.
Well, thank you very much. It
All
was
right.
great to come up here with you.
Very good. Very
All right.
good. Pleased to help.
We leave you with amazing footage of the recent lunar eclipse that was put together by Arlington Public News. The next time we see an eclipse as spectacular as this one will be 2033. Thanks for watching. Please join us again next time.
It seemed like the whole of Arlington was at Robbins Farm Park on Sunday night, September 27th. That was the first time since 1982 that we could see a totally eclipsed supermoon, otherwise known as a blood moon. This phenomenon occurs when the sun, earth, and moon form a straight line. The sun's light casts Earth's shadow onto the moon and prevents any direct sunlight from hitting the moon. On September 27th, citizens witnessed a total lunar eclipse, which occurs when the Earth's darkest shadow, called the umbra, covers the moon. This is different from a partial lunar eclipse, where the moon is covered only by the Earth's penumbra, the outer part of the shadow. The moon appears red to us because the moon is only lit by sunlight refracted off of the Earth's atmosphere. This sunlight hits dust particles and clouds in the Earth's atmosphere, giving the moon a red tint. This blood moon was extra special because the total eclipse occurred in conjunction with a supermoon. We see a supermoon whenever the moon is at the closest point in its orbit to Earth. At this time, the moon appears brighter and larger than usual. The next time we will see a totally eclipsed supermoon is predicted to be in 2033. So until then, I'm Gayatri Sundarajan for Arlington Public News.